Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are watching winds still elevated coming in southeast at about 16. And I think that's about what we're going to see today. We're going to see the wind speeds of anywhere between 15 and 20 from areas about Sarasota southward, and then northward of Sarasota, anywhere from 20 to 25 mile per hour winds. We could have some gusts within those winds coming in at about 35. That's not out of the question, especially along the waters. Otherwise, we'll see some scattered showers around. We'll see some elevated tides with some localized flooding on some of the roadways along the coastline, and that's about it. So we really are so extremely lucky with this particular storm. 79 degrees our air temperature, dew point value sticky at 78. It's really humid out there. Southeast wind at 16 officially. Through the afternoon hours, we'll watch those rain chances remain pretty high as we get those feeder bands kind of slung back in this direction. But as we progress into the later part of the afternoon and into the evening, we'll start to trim down our rain chances, and we'll start to relax the winds just a little bit. Even though they turn to a little bit more southwesterly, westerly direction, we'll watch the speeds begin to decrease just a little bit. Michael, 140 mile an hour storm moving to the north at 13, likely to make landfall later this afternoon as a Cat 4, strong Cat 4. And then move inland as a Cat 4 before decreasing in intensity pretty quickly as it moves into Georgia, probably as a Category 1 storm, and then exits the Atlantic coast through the Carolinas, where they'll get even more rainfall, possibly still seeing a tropical storm as it exits out into Atlantic waters on Friday. So there's going to be a large swath of very strong winds moving through the deep south over the course of the next couple of days. Atlanta airport air traffic may be impacted by that as we head into the second half of this afternoon and into tomorrow. Quiet conditions for the southern tip of the state. For the northern tip of the state, not so much. There's a risk of severe weather, even tornadoes for the Big Bend region today. We have a slightest little risk of perhaps one or two of these storms spawning up a quick, brief tornado, but it's not likely, and the chance of that will diminish as we go through the afternoon. Right now, some fairly heavy rainfall around Hidden Acres, around in there, moving north towards 70, also back toward areas of Bradenton, seeing some pretty good thunderstorm activity with good updrafts, and all along the Skyway Bridge, we're getting some fairly heavy rainfall as well. So that will probably be the case through the morning hours as the storm system lifts north. Winds brisk out of the south initially through the morning hours, probably into the early afternoon, then shifting more westerly as the system makes landfall. And then eventually, as it moves into Georgia, we'll see those winds shift to the northwest and kind of relax just a little bit. As they shift to the northwest and relax, we get some clearing taking place on Friday, more sunshine around, some drier air moving in, which will spell cool, crisp evenings, I think, for most of the weekend. The wind forecast for us, as I mentioned, puts us in a very slight risk for tropical storm force winds. Really don't see that happening. It's not forecast to happen right now, even though we are still in that watch zone. But hurricane force winds for the Panhandle are a certainty, going all the way through the Florida Panhandle and really even into Georgia as a hurricane. So there's going to be tremendous amounts of wind damage here, as well as, of course, storm surge of perhaps as much as 14 feet. Even in areas around the Big Bend region, Cedar Key could see some very heavy storm surge damage as well. So for you folks with relatives and maybe children up there in Tallahassee, probably going to be some power outages up there most likely. South wind at 20 to 25, gusting today to 35. Obviously terrible boating weather. Small craft advisories are up, high surf advisories, rip current advisories. Stay out of the waters, please. 70% chance of rain shower under windy skies today. Tomorrow just breezy with a 50% chance. That decreases rapidly as we get into Friday under mostly sunny skies, and the weekend looks glorious.